It's rambling review time. Rambling reviews, rambling reviews. What's Steve? Who's Steve?
I mixed it up old school at the end of that. I have my own theme tune now. Of course, I just thought I'd give you a little bit of something. I spat it old school, I think. Spat it old school, as they say in the rap world. Which I'm not part of, obviously. Not with a task like this, anyway. Anyway, I've done the boxing of boxing for Law, live audio wrestling, folks, and for Steve Swift's Rambling Boxing Reviews, which are on YouTube now, you know. Oh, keep a lookout for them. They're on blooming YouTube. Well, I'm delighted to be part of this social media revolution. I'm late to it, but there you go. Often late, but better late than never, they say. Maybe when you listen to my podcast, you'll think not in your case. But never mind. Let us talk about the business of boxing, because the boxing of boxing was taken up with the, well, meaningless fight, if you can call it that, between Jake Paul and Mike Perry. Mike Perry didn't offer very much resistance to Jake Paul's, okay, work behind the jab, get the overhand right in, work the body, sort of, bit of tactics. He got the tactics in. It worked for him. By the way, is that my shirt? Saltburn. Yeah, Saltburn. Yeah, it's nice. It's very nice. It's soft. I wish you could feel how soft it is. Beautiful. Hasn't even been washed yet, though, so you never know. Might change, but it's very nice. Quite expensive, I have to say. I've just been there, you see. Oh, it's on the northeast coast. You know. Near, yes, Saltburn, near Whitby. You know where it is. All your viewers, you know. You can always look it up. It would be good to look it up. Then you'll know what context this is in. It's lovely, and I've only just arrived back, so I'm kind of feeling a little down. And I've pepped myself up with some coffee, obviously, but I've also pepped myself up with the business of boxing, and I have my notes written here. So if I look down, you will know why. Well, I don't look down, but I mean, if I look down with my eyes, you will know why. So, several big events, and they're kind of themed events, if you like. I'm not going to keep you too long, because we split this business of boxing into two now, don't we? Two for the price of one. 2 times the goodness, ladies and gentlemen. 2 times. I'm spoiling you, really. So I'm trying to keep it quite short. So we're going to start this week, and I'm not going to go on about Jake Paul, because, well, actually, he will feature at some... Well, let's feature him now, because we don't know if Mike Tyson will fight. Jake Paul's very keen to say, I'm still fighting Mike Tyson, by the way. Still fighting Mike Tyson. Yeah, so it's almost as if I had to fight somebody. Mike Perry's got the same first name, so maybe people will think it's him. They didn't, and I'd like to see the figures for it, because I'm sure it didn't do... I can't imagine it did that well, but it might have done. I don't know. I could be wrong. I'm no promoter, but although I'd make a pretty good job of it, I think. Although I'm a bit cynical for that. Yeah, this isn't going to do very well, is it? I talked myself out of actually booking The Ghost of Sonny Liston versus AJ, something like that. You know, we talked about zombie boxing, didn't we, last week? Or on Sunday, I think it was. Sunday or Monday, one of the two. So, he may not fight Mike Tyson. He's very keen to tell us that he will, because I think he wants... look at that. You see, it's the tragic mask. I used to be an actor, you know. I made my career out of it. I appeared on many adverts, selling you things. Anyway, they then realised they didn't need a gurning fool anymore, and and that was it for me. But anyway, it's good tattoo though, isn't it? That was my first, you know. I've had several since then, of course. I might reveal them as the time comes. There's nothing around the nether regions. No, the twig and berries won't be coming out, nor the butox, nothing like that. No, so don't worry. what was I saying? Yes, he's very keen to tell us that he's going to fight Mike Tyson. He will fight him in November. I'm going to fight him because he was straight off. He's more or less stepped out of the ring with the Mike Perry match and was saying, I'm fighting Mike Tyson. It's as if he didn't really think, well, now we've finished that. It's kept me going for a bit. I've kept my brand going for a bit. Now I need to tell everybody that I'm still fighting Mike Tyson. I don't think Mike Tyson should fight. 58 years old. He's got a blooming ulcer, for God's sake. You can't take body shots. And Jake Paul's power punches, he sits down on them. So, something taken to the midriff wouldn't be a very good idea. So, an ex-MMAer, Darryl Till, has said he will step in to face Jake Paul if Mike Tyson cannot. Look, Darryl, I appreciate it, but you've got to understand that's just going to compound Jake Paul's problems because he needs something else than endless MMAers. I fought these two boxers who nobody really knew of, and I beat both of them. I've then stepped back into the roll-up world by fighting Nate Diaz, and I've had to bring Mike Perry in because he's not really got the kind of brand recognition of Nate Diaz, but I've had to bring him in because I couldn't fight Mike Tyson, who has brand recognition. I respect you very much, Darryl, but I don't think you've got the brand recognition that Michael Tyson will have. I'm going to eat your children, all that kind of stuff. It's not a very good impression, but there you go. I think he said that, didn't he? I think he did. Anyway, I don't think he's going to be accepting your offer, Mr. Till. However, he might have to be looking at somebody else because I don't know if Mike Tyson will actually be able to fight. I really don't know. The ballyhooing and the hoo-ha. It all talks about, and look at Jake Paul in the ring in training and Mike Tyson in training. They do all that. But I don't know if Tyson will step in the ring. I think, discretion might be the better part of valour here. It might well be. By the way, Derek Chisora's stepping in the ring tonight. I'm a little bit frightened for him, to be honest. I mean, joking apart, I'm a little bit frightened for him because he's taken a massive beating. And if he takes another one, I really don't want to see anybody hurt. I'm not saying he's going to be, but he takes a beating. And really, if we're just saying, that'll be good because he takes a licking and keeps on ticking, I don't really want to see that but you can say that if you're filing, and people who file and know what they're doing, fantastic. But, you can say, well, he or she does 1,000 filing jobs, files 1,000 documents in 2 hours and keeps going. That's different. That's different to being repeatedly beaten around the head and body, isn't it? Unless you're telling your boss, this filing seems a bit boring. Could you hit me with a kendo stick every time I do it? I don't know of any office where that takes place. I wouldn't want to be in that. I'm a manager myself. I would never endorse it. I wouldn't. And I don't work in Dorset, but I would never endorse it. That's the joke. Anyway, moving swiftly on. Lomachenko. The whole shtick about Lomachenko is, well, he should have had the fight that would make him a world champion. He's had one, but he's been waiting for ages. And he beat George Kambosos recently and looked fantastic doing it. And what people are saying is, right, well, now you can fight Gervonta Davis. It was Tank Davis, wasn't it? He was fighting, I think. Or his team were in discussions with. And what people are saying is, well, this looks like it's squared the circle, hasn't it? Because it's a good news story, isn't it, for boxing? You finally got your chance. You're a brilliant talent. We think you might be a handful for Davis. Let's go for that. He's pulled out of negotiations. Now, he's not saying he's retiring. And what's being said by promoters is, well, was it Bob Arum saying it? I think it was. Saying, well, there's a real personal reason, and it's a reason, around family and Ukraine and all of that. Real personal reason why he's done this. But what people are saying is, no, he's scared. He's running scared. Now, there's a real personal reason for it, and we should not be questioning that, should we? If I'm looking down, I've just got my cat Zuzu here, and I'm giving a little stroke because I've been away for a few days, Anyway, if you can hear any large-scale purring, like a Harley Davidson starting, it will be her. So people are saying he's running away. I mean, he's saying he's coming back in 2025. But if this is a sudden family issue and he can't continue this, then it just continues the bad luck and the waiting game and feeds into the kind of boxing. Not that I think Lomachenko's doing this and that the team aren't doing this. I know. Let's not have the fights I should have or win the belts I should have so that I can become a bad luck brand. Because that's really what it is. It's bad luck to him again. You know, no one's doing that on purpose, are they? But please can the 80 stuff. Because he's probably missed his chance. And he needs to ride that. He needed to ride that wave of success. And now that's not happened. It is sad, I think. But please stop that he's too scared. I'll do it again. That sort of thing. Unless he is, in which case that... But I'm sure he isn't. Right. The next one is something about another opponent situation. I thought last week it was all done and dusted for Canelo Alvarez to fight William Skull. As I've said recently, you know, if you're going to fight William Skull and he's unbeaten, then, you look at the name and you think, I don't know if really I want to fight. I don't know if I want to fight William Skull. I'd like to find. I'd like to fight Roger Journeyman, or William gets knocked out in the first round, double-barreled. I'd like to fight him rather than someone who's called Skull. Anyway, he won't fight him. Nor will he fight David Benavidez. Now that's made people a bit cheesed off. Well, it's the IBF are cheesed off. Remember I said this the other week. The IBF are not going to wait around. They're quite tough actually, and they did the same with Usyk when he didn't fight. Who was his challenger? It was his challenger. Was it Hrgovic? I think it was. And they stripped him of their title, and they've stripped Canelo Alvarez of that title as well, so he's no longer undisputed. Because he doesn't want William Skull. I mean, it may be that, well, who's William Skull? It could be a bit of that, couldn't it? But he will not fight David Benavidez either, which would be a cracker of a fight. And I believe that, I mean, I'm not saying that, but he's fighting Edgar Berlanga, which I don't think will be as much of a difficult night for him as if he fought David Benavidez. Will it? I mean, it's not as if he's got someone off the street and said, you, selling the tickets, come here. Have you ever boxed? Have you got a licence? No, well, we'll sort one out for you. You're boxing me for all the titles next week. Well, for most of them. There's one that you're not fighting for, but, the others. He's not done that, has he? And he's not done that. So, Edgar Berlanga is a boxer. And a very good one. It's just that people are kind of saying, it's an easy night though, isn't it, Canelo? And he's got nothing to prove now, Canelo. Tried to move up in weight, came across Dimitri Bivol, didn't end well that. Dimitri Bivol beat him that night. All ends up, folks. So really, in a way, it's where can I go? What they're saying is this is Puerto Rico versus Mexico, isn't it? So that's going to be huge. And it will, it'll sell the fight. But where can he go, really? In his current weight class, where can he go? He's beaten everyone. He can handpick his opponents, it seems, more or less. He can't move up because he came across Dimitri Bivol. Oops, better get back down in weight. So I suppose he's thinking, well, I don't want tough nights like David Benavidez will be a very tough night for the gentleman. Edgar Berlanga might not be as tough a night. And I'm not saying, well, I have just said it. I have just said it, haven't I? But I don't think it's that. But I have my concerns. Don't you, fellas? Don't you? Fellas and ladies, if I can use that phrase. Well, I certainly do. And finally, I've only got a few minutes, and it will be remiss of me not to talk about... Come here. It's only you and me. There's no one else in the room. Ryan Garcia. Saw my teeth then, and all my fillings, didn't you? Ryan Garcia. Last week I said he might be fighting for Rising in Japan. There are two things here, because I covered something else and I'd missed this. I think I'm boxing aficionado and I've missed it. Yeah, who's the man with the pugilistic plan? Well, I missed this because he might be fighting for Rising, the MMA promotion, and he's going to Japan to say, really, that he will. Hello, it's me, he says, Ryan Garcia. Well, he doesn't need to put that on a message from X or Twitter. That rebranding thing hasn't really taken, has it? He doesn't need to do that because people will know it's Ryan Garcia, because it'll say at the top of it, Ryan Garcia. He doesn't need to say, hello, it's me, Ryan Garcia. We know it's you. We know it's Ryan Garcia. He will be at the, get this, Manny Pacquiao fight, who is coming in to fight the featherweight champion, the rising featherweight champion, Chihiro Suzuki. Right. First of all, he's stepping in from nowhere. And secondly, he's stepping in where he's much more seasoned and he hasn't had any fights recently. And this is not an exhibition, really, is it? Kind of is, but it isn't. And last time he fought, it didn't go well. And he didn't fight anybody that you thought, oh, I'm not surprised. He lost to Floyd Mayweather. That kind of thing. I don't know. I mean, does he have to fight? Must he fight? Is it important fiscally that he fights? If that's the case, that's a real shame. I mean, his political ambitions didn't go that well, but, to see him get back in the ring, I don't know. It's worrying. It's like the Chisora thing. I'm worried about it, because they've been great fighters. Whether they can be now, I don't know. We're going to find out with Chisora tonight, and we're going to find out tonight. It's tonight, isn't it? The Pacquiao fight. If you're watching this on Saturday, I don't know when they'll post it, but, oh, blimey. Such a shame. But Ryan Garcia will be there, folks, so it's going to be great, because he's going to fight for Rising. You see, he was going to fight for the UFC, but I think it's got the same licensing organisation, that he had trouble with for the boxing. So you need to fight with someone else, don't you? So he'll go and fight with Rising, and the brand will continue. That's all I've got, folks. That's all I've got, folks. And thank goodness for that.
SolidFanClub.ca gives you full access to Canada's leader in professional wrestling, featuring legends like Mick Foley, modern megastars such as Cody Deaner, and future sensations like Tyler Turva. RockSolidFanClub.ca offers exclusive series, podcasts, live streams, specials, and full events, all for less than $9 a month. Sign up today at RockSolidFanClub.ca, where real fans get it.